This story comes to us from 067 Step On Me Please. Am I the buttface for refusing to take over my wife's household chores? I, 34 male, recently had a heated argument with my pregnant wife, 30 female, and I'm wondering if I'm the butthole here. After a year of trying, my wife is currently 7 months pregnant with our first child, but it hasn't been smooth sailing. She's been dealing with morning sickness, fatigue, and other pregnancy-related challenges. I've been supportive, buying her cravings, and attending all OBGYN appointments. However, things changed when she started expecting me to do more around the house. I want to clarify that I'm not a misogynist. I understand that household chores can be shared, but in our household, it's been our arrangement that she handles most of them. I work a demanding full-time job, and I often come home exhausted. However, my wife believes that since she's pregnant, I should take on the majority of the household chores. She insists she needs more rest and less stress for the sake of the baby. I provide for us financially, and I believe that should be enough. The baby would be more affected by growing up in a poverty-stricken home, right? I think it's fair for her to handle most of the chores since she's not working, and she's not physically incapable of doing them. I understand she may need naps or breaks due to pregnancy discomfort, but not doing any chores at all seems excessive. We had a huge fight the other day when she asked me to do the laundry. I was tired after work and told her it was her responsibility if she wanted it done that night. I explained that I would be willing to help on weekends, but it's not my agreed upon role. She got upset, accusing me of not caring about her or the baby. I tried to explain, but she wouldn't listen. She claims the baby will suffer if she does housework, which I don't understand. She called me selfish, saying I shirk my responsibilities as a husband and a father. I argued that she was being lazy and expecting too much. We didn't speak for the rest of the evening. The next day, seeking advice, I talked to friends and family who all sided with me. They said my wife was being unreasonable and taking advantage. They agreed I was already doing enough by providing financially. Feeling validated, I confronted my wife and shared what others had said. She got angrier, accusing me of twisting the situation to make myself look good. She claimed I was surrounded by biased people who didn't understand her challenges as a woman. I'm frustrated and hurt. I genuinely believe I'm not in the wrong. I work hard to support our family, and we had agreed upon household rules. She never mentioned her pregnancy involving me taking over chores. I fear this will escalate when the baby is born, and I don't have time for that. I think she's being unreasonable and expecting too much. Am I the butthole? Jumping down to the comment section on this one, we have one from a user called ClearFuture227. You're the buttface, you can't handle a job and some simple chores like loading a washing machine. Most people with jobs do chores as well. It's not that hard to put laundry in a machine. If you're too tired after work to put in a single load of laundry, how do you expect to help raise a baby? Or will child rearing also be 100% your wife's responsibility because you're a man and working a job is somehow reasonable as your only adult responsibility ever in your mind? Why is your first reaction upon your wife asking you to help with some chores to run to your mommy and get your family to say she's wrong, instead of listening to and supporting your heavily pregnant wife by doing chores for once in your life? I've gotta say, OP actually makes me kinda sick here. I'm a father myself, and I know what my wife went through when she was heavily pregnant, like OP's wife is in this case. It's not easy. I have a feeling that OP only talked to his male family members and friends, and that's why they all sided with him. If he actually talked to a couple of women, they might have actually gotten really angry with him and told him to pick up his boots and fucking do something. Alright, OP added an update on this one. It's down in the comment section of the previous one, and it says update. So it turns out my brother-in-law is pretty active here. Hi, Rob. Great name. So my wife confronted me after discovering my previous post, and I want to share the outcome of our conversation. I made a mistake by assuming she wasn't or was barely struggling with her pregnancy due to a lack of open communication. She rightfully called me out for dismissing her feelings in the past, and it hit me hard. We had a 2-hour conversation where she expressed her experiences and challenges, and I realized how wrong I was for assuming she was okay when she wasn't. Thank you to all the moms who commented under the original post too, it really shocked me. We also discussed our vision for parenting, and she made me aware that prioritizing work would mean minimal time with our child. This resonated with me as I grew up with an absent father and really strongly don't want the same for my child. We talked about tasks she could comfortably do, considering her physical limitations, like washing dishes and folding clothes while sitting. In return, I agreed to help with everything else, such as mopping, gardening, cooking, making the bed, and doing laundry. I realized that rigid roles in the household were problematic, especially with a baby on the way. We need to be flexible and support each other as needed. To those who called me out for appearing sexist, it was never my intention. This situation stemmed from a lack of communication and empathy on my part, which I now recognize. I promised to her to learn from this experience and be a better partner. Also, not an excuse, but I have been so obsessed with work these past few months as I just got a promotion, and I think that's why I've been so blind. If I proceed like this, I know for a fact that my children would suffer, and I'd live to regret it. I apologized profusely to my wife because, holy crap, was I an idiot. We considered hiring a nanny, but my wife isn't comfortable with the idea yet. Instead, my sister will help out occasionally. To actively participate in parenting, I will take paternity leave in about a month. It's the bare minimum, but it shows my commitment to being more involved and supportive. Lastly, we're thrilled to announce that we'll be welcoming a baby girl into our lives. I want to apologize deeply to my wife, the Reddit community, and anyone affected by my previous post. I've learned valuable lessons about communication, empathy, and understanding during this transformative time. Thank you for holding me accountable and offering support and guidance. Also, holy crap, I got cross-posted on r/am I the devil? That was a wake-up call, man. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's one from a user called Joby writing. It says, dude, there wasn't a lack of communication. She communicated clearly she was struggling and needed you to step up. And you decided she must have been exaggerating to, what? Make your life harder for craps and giggles? I'm glad you're trying to change, but come on. Another commenter down below called Monkey Hamlet said, you don't appear sexist, you are sexist. It literally took a man stepping in before you listened to your wife. There was absolutely nothing wrong with her communication. Entire communities of strangers understood what she was saying, even with your snarky, immature, selfish filter on it. Your poor daughter. Do better. One last commenter called Aleamix said, this was a fast turnaround. Have you thought of going to counseling with your wife? It sounds like you are on the right way, but help, I'd always be smart. Especially if this way of thinking was so normal to you, that it took several strangers, a cross post, and a 2-hour conversation to shake it up. Keep up the good work, but take all the help you can. OP responded to this one and said, yeah, we are looking into that. Thanks, man. Okay, so I'm sitting back here and I'm kind of going, well, it's great that OP did a turnaround and they're kind of seeing things from their wife's point of view. But a good portion of me is sitting back after reading that first post where OP was very obviously the butt face, and I'm just kind of wondering if this was a saving face post, because I don't think somebody can change the way they think that quickly. I think OP's wife is still going to run into quite a few issues with OP. I also think that the parenting adventure that OP's wife is going to have is going to be extremely one-sided. But that's just my observation. I'd like to know what you guys think, so comment down below.